And DW correspondent Fanny Fachar is in Kiev for us. Fanny, plans for a counteroffensive in the south. Fighting, of course, continues in the east. Where are things on day 156 of the war?
You kind of get the impression that this is a level of stagnation for both sides because there weren't any major gains during recent weeks, neither for Russia nor for Ukraine, while at the same time, as we have also heard in that report, there's a lot of shelling going on, specifically in Bakhmut, which is a very strategic town for Russians to take in, to then advance in the Donbas region towards Sloviansk, which is the administrative center in Donetsk. So a lot of fighting is going on without any halt there in the eastern region, but the situation is also quite dynamic in the Kherson region as Ukraine is trying to step up its counteroffensive there and liberate Kherson city that is under Russian control since the very beginning almost of the war that is in its 6th month. Now there's focus on this key bridge, the Antonivsky Bridge, which also changed hands a few times during the course of this war, and Ukraine wants to control this bridge because if you look at the map, you see that it really establishes a land corridor for Russians from Crimea all the way into central Ukraine, and it is actually very, very important for them to supply their forces, their troops in the city, but also on the western bank of the river, of the Dnieper River, with very important gear, etc. So you will see a much more action, to say so, in the Kherson region. Of course, at the same time, it's going to be the civilians have to bear the brunt for this, as Ukraine is stepping up its counteroffensive without any major gains yet, just preparing the ground for it. And Russia, of course, will want to defend the region that they have taken in a few months ago.
Now, Fanny, there's also, of course, the ongoing grain issue with speculation things could start moving today. Where do things stand there?
If you listen to the UN chief, Mr. Griffiths there, he said that things look good in the sense that this could start today. At the same time, a quote, there are crucial details that have not been worked out yet. Now, one of those crucial details, of course, is the question of safety. You have to know all these ports there along the Black Sea, specifically the Odessa port, are mined. This is what Ukraine set up in order to defend the ports from Russian advancement. But at the same time, now you need a safe corridor for the ships to leave the port, get to Turkey, back and forth to export the grain. So these are things in terms of safety that really need to be worked out. In fact, just yesterday we heard about 2 casualties that were 2 people swimming along the coastline, and unfortunately they've been blown up by a sea mine. So it is a very realistic and a very probable threat there that needs to be worked out. The logistics here, the safety, in order for this to really start, and the first ship setting sail there from Odessa.
All right, Fanny, thank you very much for that update. DW's Fanny Fachar in Kiev.